Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel Green Crystal. So in my last video, as I have explained about the plant tissues, as we know that plant tissues are of two types, that is meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. I have covered these topic in the last video, that is apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. Now we will move on to permanent tissue, that is simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Again here simple permanent tissues are of three types, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, and in complex permanent tissue we have xylem and phloem. Okay, xylem and phloem. So now we also know that we have the process of changing the meristematic tissue into permanent tissue is called as differentiation, as I have explained in my last video. Okay, in this process what happens, a permanent means to take up whatever the tissue is there, meristematic tissue, it takes up a permanent shape, size and function. Okay, it takes up a permanent shape, permanent size and a permanent function, and it gives like different types of tissues perform different functions. So they are differentiating into permanent tissue. Okay, so in the permanent tissue, so if we take a vertical section of a stem, we will find whether we find the similar type of tissue or we will find different types of tissue. There is a question, right? So we can see here, now I am showing in the picture, just see here, we are finding so many different types of tissues here. Okay, so these are our whatever the meristematic tissue is there, no, they have differentiated to perform different function. So here this is epidermis, outermost tissue, outermost layer of the tissue, and next is hypodermis, then cortex, then endodermis, then pericycle. So this is the pericycle, then these are the vascular bundles. So these vascular bundles have phloem here, xylem here, then and in between we have cambium. This cambium is also called as intercalary meristem. Okay, got it. So and in some of the plant there are cuticle also. Okay, cuticle is also found in some of the plant. So first type of permanent tissue, simple permanent tissue is parenchyma. Okay, so as we know that, right? So in simple permanent tissue we are having parenchyma, collenchyma and collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Sorry, these parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma will be again divided into some of the different types because it have some particular functions, right? So parenchyma will be divided into chlorenchyma, erenchyma and some other. So here we will learn about chlorenchyma and erenchyma too. First we will learn how the parenchyma tissues are. Okay, here this parenchyma tissue, a transverse section. So here the cell wall is very thin. Okay, cell are living cells and they are loosely packed, they are not compactly packed, they have some spaces, some here, see here, we have some intercellular spaces in the between the cells. Okay, in parenchyma tissue, this is a parenchyma. Okay, vertical section of parenchyma. So here some of the where intercellular spaces will be there, cells are living. These tissues that provide support to the plant, and also sometimes it stores the food. Sometimes it contains chlorophyll, and the chlorophyll containing parenchyma is called as chlorenchyma. What is that? Chlorenchyma. And sometimes it contain air spaces in between them. And before moving on to the next, here see this chlorenchyma, as it contains chlorophyll, so it we know that chlorophyll containing cells will perform the process of photosynthesis, right? So mostly it is found in the green plants leaves. Okay, so next we will learn about this whatever erenchyma. So what is erenchyma? It is the tissue which gives buoyancy to the aquatic plant. we know in aquatic plant has to flow in the water, right? It has to float in the water, and so in the stem of the aquatic plant there presents a big cavities of air spaces which give buoyancy to the plant, and this type of tissues are called parenchyma. What is that? Parenchyma. Okay. Some of the parenchyma also stores the nutrients in the roots and water. So you don't have to study about that here. So next topic is, next type of the simple permanent tissue is, that is chlorenchyma. Okay, that is chlorenchyma. It gives flexibility and mechanical support to the plant. Okay, and as we all know that when we are bending a leaf, how it is not rupturing or it is not cutting directly. It has some strength in between it. Whatever the strength is there, it is due to the presence of chlorenchyma tissue. It is due to the presence of chlorenchyma tissue. These chlorenchyma tissue, they are providing what they are providing? Mechanical support to the plant, tensile flexibility they are providing to the plant. So here the cell is not that much thin. They have a unequal thickening at the corner of the cell. See here whatever they have shown in orange color, right? That is wall thickening, and they have nucleus, and cell are living, not dead. Okay, and cells are elongated and irregular shape. Okay, they have wall thickening also, and very little intercellular space, sometime very little. Most of the time it is thickened at the corner, and but sometime very little intercellular spaces will be found. So these are the pictures of parenchyma and collenchyma. These are the transverse section and these are longitudinal sections. See here, parenchyma, collenchyma. Okay. So next topic is what? That is sclerenchyma. So sclerenchyma, just look at this, how the sclerenchyma is. It is thickened everywhere. Okay, it is thickened, and see, first you see the picture how it is. Okay, sclerenchyma, longitudinal section, it is like this. Where you are first seeing this, have you got any guess where you are seeing these type of cells? We are seeing these type of cells in we are coastal area people, right? So we can see we are using coconuts, right? In the coconut shells we are finding this, right? Okay. So this is the sclerenchymatous tissue, and this is the transverse section and longitudinal section. See, the permanent tissue next type is sclerenchyma, as I have shown the picture here. So in this tissue it makes the plant hard and stiff. We have seen in the husk of the coconut, as I told before, it makes the it is what is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue? Coconut husk of the coconut, it is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue. The cells of the tissue are dead. Okay, cells of the tissue are dead. They are long, narrow, and walls are thickened due to lignin. Okay, walls are thickened due to lignin, and the chemical substances, it is, what is this? This is lignin, is a chemical substances which act as a cement in the and it hardens the cells. Okay, which act as a cement like hard. So sometimes there are internal spaces also. Okay, this most of the time these tissues are found in the stem and around the vascular bundles. See here, around the vascular bundles and in the veins of the leaves and hard covering of the seeds also. Okay, hard covering of the seeds also, which strengthens the plant, which gives strength to the plants. So next we will move. So epidermis is the outermost layer of the cell in the plant, outermost layer of the cell in the plant it is, and usually it is single layer of cells will be there, and sometime it is thick in the dry habitat, and it is thick in dry habitat like in this desert and all. Sometime it is thick, and the outer covering of the outer surface of the entire plant is thickened due to the presence of cutin, that waxy water resistant substance. Okay, waxy water resistant substance will be there at the outside in the dry condition, that is desert condition. Okay, usually epidermis is what? Single layer. Okay, sometime it have or sometime thickening will be there, and that thickening is due to the presence of cutin. Due to the presence of, so thickening is due to the presence of cutin, a waxy water resistance layer. What does it do? This waxy layer, what does it do? You know, it helps the plant against mechanical injuries, loss of water, and invasion of parasitic fungi. Okay, what does it help? The waxy water resistance layer, which is found, which is made up of chemical called cutin in the plant of the dry habitat, that is plant of the deserts and all. So what does it do? It helps the plant against mechanical injury, loss of water, and invasion of parasitic fungi. Okay, epidermal cells do not have their intercellular spaces. Okay, epidermal cells do not have, see here, epidermal cells do not have intercellular spaces. Okay, the outer wall is usually thick and inner wall will be usually thinner, and the epidermal cells of the leaves will have a small pores over it. Okay, these pores are called as stomata. So stomata, it is a kidney shaped. See here how the stomata is. It is kidney shaped, we can say. Okay, two kidney shaped cells will be there. Two kidney shaped cell will be there, and which helps the plant in the exchange of gases with the atmosphere. It helps the plant in the exchange of gases with the atmosphere, and this exchange of water in the form of vapor, exchange of gases will be in the form of vapor. So these processes called as transpiration. What is that? Transpiration. Remember, transpiration with the help of kidney shaped cells with the help of stomata which has two kidney shaped cells, and these kidney shaped cells of the stomata is called as guard cells. Kidney shaped cells of the stomata is called as guard cells. When stomata is open, it has a little bit pore, and when the stomata is open, it exchanges the gases, transpiration takes place, and when stomata is open, these cells are kidney shaped, right? Guard cells are kidney shaped, and these guard cells will become stiff. When sometimes when the transpiration is not going on, these stomata are closing the pore. These stomata, what does they do? They are closing the pore, and this time these kidney shaped cells will be flattened. Okay, when the transpiration is not going on, this is closed stomata, this is open stomata. Okay, again now we will move on to the epidermis cells of the roots. So epidermis cells of the roots, it has long hair like structure. Okay, long hair like structure which help the epidermal cells of the roots to absorb the water. Okay, and this long hair like structure help in the absorption of water, and it increases the absorption surface of the water. Okay, so in root, right? Okay, epidermal cells of the root, epidermal cells of the leaf also we finish. Now we will move on to next older plant, how the epidermal cells are. So in older plant, just have a look at this picture 6.6, how it is. This is what? This is Koch cells. Okay, this is Koch cells, you can say. So now this older plant, when the plant grow older, it must have a protective epidermal tissue, right? So some of the secondary meristematic tissue will turn into the epidermis, which with outside cells will be, whose outside cell will be cut off from the main layer, and this cut off layer will be seen as a thick bark, thick cork of the plant. See here, Koch cells of the plant, we know it is a bark of the plant. Okay, this is a protective epidermal tissue, epidermal layer of the plant. So most of the time the cells are dead cells and they are compactly arranged. There is no intercellular spaces between them, and it is also have a deposition of one chemical substance called suberin. What is that? Suberin. S-U-B-E-R-I-N. It is covered with the chemical substance called suberin, which do not allow the absorption of exchange of any gases and water. Okay, which is impervious to the gases and water. Impervious means it doesn't allow the exchange of gases and water from the atmosphere. Okay. Next we will move on to complex permanent tissue. So this complex permanent tissue are of two types again, xylem and phloem. So these are the conducting tissues. Okay. Before moving on to the xylem and phloem, I just want to say that this before what we have learned, that is simple permanent tissue, that is made up of all same cells, like same cell, just have same type of cells in parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Okay, all cells are same. But now in complex permanent tissue we have different types of cells. See here, we will have different types of cells performing one single function in coordination. Okay, one single function in coordination. Here we will have in complex permanent tissue we will be having more than one type of cells and which are common in function, and these types are xylem and phloem. Okay, so just have a look at your figure 6.7. Okay, xylem is made up of what? So this is xylem, phloem, and this is xylem. Okay, this is xylem, this is phloem. There are different types of tissues. There are different types of cells. You can just have a look at over it. Okay, so xylem is mainly made up of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fiber. Just have a look over it. Xylem is made up of tracheids and vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. So tracheids and vessels are tubular in structure, okay, and xylem parenchyma, what does it do? It stores the food and it helps the sideway conduction of water in the xylem, and xylem fiber, which is supportive tissue. Okay, just have a look here. Okay, how the xylem parenchyma is and how the vessels are. It is having so many pores over it, so the conduction of water will be easy. We know the conduction of water is from the root to the all over the plant, and it is a vertical movement in the plant, right? So xylem parenchyma, what does it do? It helps the sideway movement of the water, and vessels and tracheids, these are tubular. This helps in the movement of water. Okay, and xylem fibers are just supportive tissue. They have not given here. Okay. Along with the water, xylem also conduct the mineral. Okay, and as these xylem and phloem are conducting tissues. Okay, as these xylems and phloems are conducting tissues, this is also called as conducting tissues or vascular bundle. Together it is called as vascular bundle. Okay, so sometime we is called as when we are saying vascular bundle, that means we have to know about that it is xylem and phloem. The work means what we are speaking about is xylem and phloem, vascular bundle or either conducting tissue. Xylem conducts water and phloem conducts food, which is prepared in the leaves of the plant. So now we will move on to phloem. Okay, so phloem is mainly made up of 4 type of cells, that is sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, and phloem parenchyma. So, and we know that it conducts the food from the which is prepared in the leaves by the process of photosynthesis. It has to supply the food to all over the plant. So only phloem fiber is dead cells here. Only phloem fiber will be having dead cells, and rest all, only phloem fiber dead cells, remember, and rest all will be living. Sieve cells, companion cells, and phloem parenchyma all will be living. So these sieve tubes have the perforated cell wall, perforated. Okay, it has the sieve like sieve, you know, right? When we are cleaning the floors, we are using sieve, no? These sieves are sieve like things will be there in the xylem phloem, okay, not xylem. So these phloem, how it is, see, just see. So whatever the food is prepared in the leaf, it will move on to, like, it is like sap of, like sap, cell sap we can say, no? Yes, AP sap, huh? Cell sap. It will be coming down from the sieves to the next tissue. These are the phloem parenchyma. Okay, these are the phloem parenchyma, and sorry, this is companion cells which help and supports the this sieve plates or sieve. This is sieve plate, means one of the sieve tube is whatever the end part is there, no, that is called as sieve plate, because it have the sieve, and this is tube. Okay, and phloem parenchyma will be having here, and the companion cell which helps the sieve plates or sieve tubes. Okay. So this is about plant tissues. Inshallah, we will move on to animal tissues in our next video, inshallah. So till then, Allah Hafiz, Jazakallah khairan for watching, and if you understood, just tell me in comment section, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Allah Hafiz, Jazakallah khairan once again.